Welcome back. In our last video, we learned the difference between the standard form of a parabola or a quadratic equation, which has a squared term, as being a, which is the coefficient of the x squared term, plus bx, so b is the coefficient of the x term, plus c. We also learned about vertex form, where we change this around to fit a different structure. And this is going to be y equals a times quantity x minus h squared plus k. And we like this vertex form because we can look at it and quickly be able to graph it because of this h and this k term. And this h and this k create what is known as the vertex of the graph, which is its maximum or minimum point. Well, the question is, how on earth do we go from a form like this to a form like this? How can we convert something in standard form to something in vertex form? Well, in your content this week, you will see the instructor go through a process known as completing the square. In fact, you have an entire worksheet dedicated to doing this exercise of completing the square, which allows you to create the vertex form from the standard form. It allows you to do this. And that's fine. And I hope you learn a lot from that. But that is not the way I like to do it. I do not like to do completing the square. You can if it's something you think you've learned and makes good sense to you. But what I do instead to create a pathway to convert something in standard form to something in vertex form is I just remember, you have to memorize one thing, that the x coordinate of your vertex is simply minus b over 2a. That's it. If you remember this, you can convert from standard form to vertex form all day long. Let's take an example. Let's say we have a quadratic equation that is x squared minus 4x plus 7. Well, we know the a term is just the implied 1, so a equals 1. We know the b term is negative 4. We have to make this sign go, this negative sign has to go with the 4. So our b is negative 4. And our c is a positive 7. So we know the x coordinate of our vertex, which is hk, right? Our vertex is the point hk, okay? Our x coordinate is simply negative b over 2a, which is the opposite of negative 4, negative b, over 2 times a, which is 1. So this is just simply positive 4 over 2. Our x coordinate is simply 2. Now, to find the y coordinate, we simply insert our x coordinate into the equation. So we know our equation is x squared minus 4x plus 7. We put 2 in for every x. 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 7. And these will equal our y value of our y coordinate for our vertex. So y equals 4 minus 8 plus 7. This equals negative 4 plus 7. This equals 3. So now we have a coordinate 2 comma 3, which it represents our h comma k. Well, we know that the vertex form is y equals x minus h quantity squared, okay, with our a, and our a is unchanged. Our a transfers to the other equation. It was 1 here, there, so it's going to be 1 here. So we'll just get rid of it and call it 1. X minus h, okay, well, plus k. Well, since our a is 1, we know that's going to be 1 times x This should have been A. I'll leave that there. 1 times x minus h. So that's minus 2, because our vertex is 2, 3, squared plus 3. And there you go. You've got it in vertex form. So we can easily grab this guy, move him up, and by moving him up, we can see him and we can graph him. So we want to graph him. We want to graph this guy. So we know that x minus 2, so we move it horizontally 2 spaces. So it's going to come over 1, 2, and it's going to go up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So our graph is going to be here. And we're done. It's really simple to go from standard form to vertex form if you know that the x coordinate is simply negative b over 2a. You solve for the x coordinate by using the coefficients of the standard form of the equation, and then you plug the x coordinate into the equation down here, and you come up with the y coordinate. Once you've got your vertex, you know the top or bottom of the graph, and you're done. Hope this helps.